You've tuned into Better in Business with Jeannie. As an award-winning strategic bookkeeper and business veteran, I am dedicated to helping entrepreneurs learn, grow, and prosper. This podcast aims to challenge your thinking. If you're not thinking the right way, how can you act the right way? Each episode will dive into key drivers of success, which I also call the rules of the game. Learn the rules, play to win. Let's go. Hello and welcome. In today's podcast episode, I am going to help you to do some diagnostics on your business in order to answer this question for yourself. Is my business healthy? I feel like this podcast is such a great one for every business owner out there because it really does help you across a whole lot of categories understand where you're weak, where you're strong, and where the opportunities lie in order to optimize profit, cash, and time, because that's the three things that it's all about. So please don't miss this episode because I think it's guaranteed to help you do better in business. For more information on this episode or how to work with me, check out the show notes or visit betterinbusiness.global. I like to start every episode by reminding you that it is globally recognized that pillar one for the success of any business is up-to-date, accurate bookkeeping. If your books are not right up to date, tune into episode 1, please. You can also get in touch with me if you'd like some help. I am recording this podcast while I'm on holidays in Tulum in Mexico. So the noise that you may be able to hear in the background is the ocean. And so forgive me for the background noise. Hopefully now you know it's the ocean, you can enjoy it. I am on workcation. So I love working when I'm away because it's just fun, creative stuff like this. And I did not want to wait till I got home to record this podcast. So that's what I am doing. And I can holiday while my business takes care of itself primarily because I have scaled it. Right? And if you would like a hand with scaling your business, doing all the things that you need to do to scale and achieve the income and the lifestyle that you want and probably deserve, then please feel free to reach out so I can give you a hand with that. Today I want to help you answer this question, which a few clients and prospective clients have asked me lately. And there is nothing more important than the question on your lips, right? Because I can be a little inside my square. So when a client asks me a question, boy, do I answer. So that question is my business healthy? So recently, one of my business buddies read my 7 Deadly Cash Flow Sins, my mini book, which if you haven't read it, it's a really great how-to guide to optimizing your cash and your profit, and I'll drop a link to it in the show notes. So he read it and he identified cash flow issues within his business. Now he is very profitable and he's quite cashed up, but he did identify the cash flow pressures. And so that made him wonder what else he didn't know, because he became aware that there were things through reading the 7 Deadly Sins book that he didn't know, which led to him telling me, Jeannie, what I really want to know is my business healthy? And to help you answer that question for yourself, there are some key questions that I would like to ask you today. And actually these questions form like a business health check that I've created, and I will drop a link to the show notes to that as well. So it's designed to help you, like a diagnostic tool, to have a look at where your business sits in various categories now, potentially where it could go. And so as I ask each question now, you're going to score yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being terrible, don't know this stuff, haven't got it nailed, and 5 being nailed, done, all over it. Okay, so the lower you score in each question, the weaker you are in that area and the bigger the opportunity to optimize your business by improving your score. Simple, right? So let's get started. Okay, so the first lot of questions are around your numbers. You're going to rate each question, 1 being untrue through to 5 being true. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each statement really represents optimal. So in each statement, if you were to say, yeah, I'm a 5 out of 5 on that one, that means that you've nailed every single one, okay? And the lower your score, the more room there is for improvement. So don't beat yourself up if you're a 1 in any of them. I'm sure you are in good company. So let's get started, and you can think about where you score 1 to 5 to give you the idea of the opportunity to optimize your profit, cash and time. So let's go. My bookkeeping is up to date within 1 to 2 weeks and accurate. My customer invoices are always paid on time to ensure my cash flow is not at risk. I understand what industry benchmarks are. I have financial targets in key areas developed from industry benchmarks. I sit down monthly to compare my results with my targets. From my sit down, I create an action plan to improve my cash and profit. I take action from my plan and I see improvements month on month. Cash flow never stresses me out. My gross profit is pretty much where I want it to be. My net profit is pretty much where I want it to be. I don't have any ATO or tax debt that is stressing me out or that isn't being managed easily. I am not drawing out more money from the business than I am making in net profit minus cash reserves for other things. I am not dipping into my own money to prop up the business. I am not getting into debt personally to service the business. I am up to date with all my employee superannuation lodgements and payments. I understand that employee entitlements don't show up in the profit and loss or balance sheet, and I am comfortable that I have reserved money to cover them so I don't end up with cash flow problems. So that's the end of the numbers section. So think about where you scored. If you've got a lot of 1s or 2s or 3s, reach out, please. Book a complimentary consultation so I can just go through your results with you in a personalised way and give you recommendations, okay? So that is the advice I'd give you there. If you've got 4s, you're doing pretty well. If you've got 5s, you're probably an accountant, right? Or a strategic bookkeeper. Okay, part 2 is more around the general business health check, or I like to call it the operations, okay? So let's do the same thing again, rate 1 to 5. So plan. I have a simple plan for my business. I know what optimal cash and profit looks like, and my plan is designed to take and keep me there. Marketing. I have a strategic foundation, vision, mission, target market, core values, big game. Marketing. I have my method mapped out visually. This is how I do what I do for my clients and customers in order to get an optimal result. We call it your secret sauce recipe. Marketing. I have an ascending product ladder. Marketing. I have a marketing playbook. This is a deep dive into who you serve and what problem you solve, which serves as how to speak to and serve your market, and it's a brief for marketing agencies. Marketing. I have a system of keeping in touch with everyone on my database, clients, prospects, business buddies, etc. Sales. I have enough leads coming in from marketing activities all year around. Sales. I am able to respond to leads fast enough that I never lose the opportunity to quote to a competitor. Sales. I have a system to follow up vigorously on quotes until I get a yes or no. Sales. I convert 70% of quoted works into jobs, prospects to clients. Productivity. I have mastered the proactive rather than reactive mindset. I work to my own prioritized structured agenda rather than reacting to emails, queries, notifications, phone calls, etc. I am proactive rather than reactive. Productivity. I spend an hour a day minimum working on the growth and stability of my business and my goals rather than just in the business. Lastly, on the whole, I feel more like I'm moving ahead than like a hamster on a wheel, busy going nowhere. So that's the end of the operations section. So think about where you scored, like where you got a lot of 1s, 2s, 3s, and if you feel like you scored a lot of 1s and 2s and 3s, once again, reach out and I can talk to you about my personalized recommendations based on your results. So the very last part is more relevant to if you have recruited one or more team members, and I'll go through them now. Even if you haven't, it's a really great one to listen to because you may be planning to at some point get some help, so our subcontractors, team members, etc. So let's jump in there. I feel like an effective manager focused on these 5 key areas: planning, organising, staffing, directing and controlling. I am extremely happy with how my team is performing. I have a robust recruitment process that helps me hire the right people for the right jobs. I have formal standard operating procedures in place which my team use and follow to ensure my business runs smoothly. I run a week ahead meeting so the team can report to themselves, support one another and ensure they kick their goals during the week ahead. I run a week in retro meeting to review the week that was, to celebrate the wins, learn from the losses and to improve our processes. And lastly, my team does not interrupt me or each other in an unscheduled way because we have tech and forums for this. So yet again, score yourself 1 to 5. Okay, if you're getting a lot of 1s, 2s and 3s, reach out. I am happy to review your results with you complimentary and give you complimentary recommendations as well. Now, you know that I am all about you taking action because it's one thing to gain the knowledge, but you must take action in order to actually move ahead, right? So thinking about the kind of actions that you could take, if you just listen to the health checks and you're feeling a little nervous and a little like, I have not got this stuff nailed, then the action I would highly recommend is simply to reach out, right? Because it costs you nothing to have a chat, to get some recommendations, but to just keep moving ahead doing the same thing and not getting the recommendations, not actually finding out what to do. Because the way I always think of it is, in order, and it's why I started this podcast, so in order to actually get things right, to move ahead, to optimize your profit, cash and time, because they're really the 3 things in business, you need to think the right way first, yeah? And a lot of business owners, we are thinking the wrong way. And I have been a business owner that has had lots of times where I've thought the wrong way. And I also call it you need to be redirected. So imagine that you were literally driving in your car to a destination and you didn't realize that you had taken the wrong route. Yeah, you wouldn't end up in the right place. So when you and then somebody says to you, hey, you are heading in the wrong direction, you need to go that way. Yeah, I think of business education a lot like that. So when I am working with my clients and I redirect them, or when I'm talking to you about the results from your health check, then I give you education that redirects you, right? And I say, oh, okay, here's the way you need to think. Yeah, so here's the right way of thinking, and therefore here's the direction that you need to take. And guess what? When we put one foot in front of the other in the right direction, we get to the destination. Success is in the long game, right? There's no silver bullet. There's no, here's what to do, and tomorrow you've done it all. So that's why I really recommend reaching out and getting those recommendations. But if you're absolutely not going to do that, then it's all about picking one thing at a time on the list that you can improve, because once again, success is in the long game, and it's about putting one foot in front of the other in the direction of success. Yeah, the little things add up. So my friends, that is it for today's podcast. I am going to, as I said, drop some links in the show notes so you can grab the book and the health checks. And I guess that is bye from Tulum in Mexico. Thanks for tuning in. For more information on this episode or how to work with me, check out the show notes. If you'd like to know how I can help you do better in business, you know where to find me, betterinbusiness.global. See you in the next episode.